Welcome back, everybody. Hot Mic rolls on a busy Thursday. Chat plenty of Twins and Vikes stuff coming up in about an hour from now as well. Much more emails coming in on the Twins non-sale as well. If you missed the story that happened middle part of late last week, Jason Kemp has been feverishly at work to finish out the 25 roster for MSUM, but he's got his work already started for 2026 as well. For a guy that we got to see up close last year here in Fargo, part of a Bismarck Century team that was fantastic, that won the Double-A state championship. And, boy, they bring a lot of pieces back. They could do it next year, this coming season, when they play it out in Bismarck. Garrett Nissley joins us, who announced late last week he's going to play basketball for Minnesota State University Moorhead and the Dragons. Congratulations, bud. Thanks for giving us a few minutes. Did you – the good vibes of playing in Fargo, did that rub off? Say, hey, I want to do this more while you committed to MSUM?
Yeah, I love it down in Fargo. Love it over in Fargo, so had to give her another shot.
All right, let's go back first to March. That run you guys had to cap it off the way you did. Tell me about those 3 days at the Fargo Dome.
Well, Mattern he was great about the 3 days in a row and all that stuff, and he had prepared us all season. 3 days in a row of practice, 3 hard days in a row, and maybe another one off or something like that. So when we got to the tournament, it was all about just keeping our head down, staying focused, and eyes on the prize the whole way through.
When you go through the WDA and people know how difficult it is, how much is that a preparation for postseason? Not even, I'm talking the WDA tournament, I know is a grind, but just the nightly grind through the regular season of what that gets you ready for postseason basketball.
Yeah, I think it's a great prepare because of how every team in the WDA is going to give you their best shot. Everyone is going to be a good game. There's going to be crowds, fans in the stands, and it's going to be loud. And refs are not going to give you what you want and all the time. And Mattern's going to be on you, and you got to come back to practice the next day. So I think it's a great prepare for what is the end of the season and the end goal, that is another state championship.
People, I don't know if on the outside you guys thought this, Garrett, that Davies may have been the favorite or the sentimental favorite. Did you guys feel as underdogs going into the championship game?
Humbly, no. I don't think any of us, even when we were rated a little lower than we thought we should have been maybe preseason, I think humbly all of us as a squad knew that we were going to have a pretty good year, and we didn't feel anybody was foils or anybody was below us, but I definitely don't think that any of us thought that we were underdogs in any of the games we played this year.
Describe the emotion afterwards, the locker room, what's that like, especially with a bunch of guys, as I mentioned before we tossed it to you, that can come back and potentially do it again. What was the locker room after the game like?
It was extreme excitement and joy and like relief, like we finally did it. It's the grind of the preseason Mattern practices and the 4 hours in the gym and all the doubtfulness that was around us, and it was so joyful when we finally had it done, because it had bonded us so close together as a group of like brothers and teammates throughout the journey of the season. And I think to finally hold the trophy high was just a kind of a wipe of the head, like finally it was over.
You can't be oblivious that you're looking around saying almost everybody's back. Like, we could do this again. When did that talk start early after the championship game?
Well, I think for all of us coming back, we were kind of aware, and we still kind of are aware, but my dad tells me this all the time, that it's going to be the hardest thing you'll ever do to win another one. And if you think you got everybody's best shot last year, you got to double it, because this year you're going to get everybody's best shot. And I think that couldn't be more true. And I think more than anything, we have to just come together and keep all the outside noise out and just focus what we need to focus on, which is getting better every day, and keep the main goal at the forefront of our minds, which is that state championship.
Sorry about that. How much did Big Sis help with that? She went through that knowing full well of trying to win another one, of just knowing it's really hard to do it again.
Yeah. I think watching her growing up was a huge help for me, for everything from college visits to how to talk to coaches to how to handle everything to, like you said, winning another state championship or keeping that at the goal and at the forefront. And I think she's just always helped me to stay focused and not let outside stuff get into my head and differ my thinking and stuff like that. And she's really just helped me just keep my head down and stay true to who I am and not let anybody affect that.
I got to ask, so when did college basketball really become something on your radar? When did you start like, okay, this is people think I can play at the next level? When was it a coach practice? Tell me about that.
Well, honestly, when I was younger, football was probably my favorite.
Yeah.
And then when that kind of got taken and put to the side, um, it was always a dream of mine that I wanted to play at the highest level I possibly could, because I don't know if like you've seen, but The Last Dance, when The Last Dance came out and I saw Michael Jordan, all 10 of those episodes, I was hooked. I was like, I need to play basketball for as long as I can. So since then, I've just been trying to do that and just get as good as I can and try to help myself to play for as long as I can. And I think that's all you can really ask for.
It's funny that documentary keeps having different tentacles. I never thought it got you to play college hoops. So describe that of how much were you paying attention to basketball prior to that, and then was it a complete 180? Like, okay, I'm going to put all my heart into hoops now.
No, I was still very involved in basketball. I started like playing before I could like really talk very well because my dad was a avid basketball player and still is. He loves the game. My sister obviously loves the game. My mom is a very good basketball player. She loves the game. It's just kind of like flows throughout us, but um that competitive like need to win
Mm.
that probably stemmed from that documentary, and then as well as kind of the blood in my genes. My parents and sister are very, very competitive. So
I'll ask about those games in a second in the family of hoops. I got to ask about that. When did MSUM come into the picture for you?
I think the a lot of the people I talked to, maybe a few of them were a little before AAU season, and and a lot of them like outside were a little before AAU season, but a lot of them kind of flowed in at the same time around the around some of the first initial tournaments. Moorhead actually being probably one of the later ones. And then because I didn't know Kemp,
Yeah.
actually. I didn't know the new head coach until I got to their elite camp. And I had met him and talked to him, and he pulled me into his office and all this and that. And I've known one of their assistants, Jack Thompson, for a while. He's been a part of AAU program. So, and then from the time I met Kemp, I was just like, I don't know, this he just had a different feel about him. He was just a great dude. And then yeah, it was kind of just like felt like home from there.
So when they offer, is that something like, all right, that got your attention more than maybe other schools, or how did that when you come to the decision like, oh, this is where I want to go?
I'm not gonna lie to you, it was very hard.
Mm.
There was a lot of schools that I felt were a good fit and great coaching staffs, great cultures, a lot of stuff. It was just for me, it just came down to a feel thing. Um, they've coming off a winning culture, obviously. Um, and yeah, I just think that Kemp's going to do a great job. I think all the coaches will, but I think for me, more than anything, it's just a feel thing, and I just have immense trust in them and their program.
To have this all happen, Garrett, on maybe a short amount of time, you just like, holy cow, like that. I wasn't thinking about playing college basketball. Now it's going to happen.
Yep.
Is it just kind of like whole like have you thought about like this is happening in a short amount of time?
I'm just right now. I'm just thinking about winning a state championship and going to help the Drags as much as I can. I'm just trying not to overwhelm myself too much. So
For obviously for people that know or maybe don't know, your older sister Logan had a dynamite, one of the all-time great high school basketball players in the state, now off playing at Nebraska. Describe those games growing up. What was that? What was the competition in the family driveway like? I got to know.
yeah, so we would always go at it in the backyard and at some gyms and everything in the morning and stuff. And she got me for a long time, but once I started to mature and grow up, I kind of put an end to the beat downs. So, but but the old man still got me for a while. He still got me for a while, but
To have that as a role model, what was that like? Knowing, and she went through all this, much like
Yep.
you're just talking about in terms of phone calls, direct messages, all that. How much did you pay attention to that or consult her when you started going through it?
Well, for a lot of it, because girls, as you know, it's different for girls.
No
They get
doubt.
recruited a lot younger.
Yep.
So she initially got recruited right away. I was quite a bit younger, so I didn't really pay attention all that much. But towards the end, towards decision time, I was definitely involved a lot more. And actually, when she went on her visit to Nebraska, she she wasn't exactly really wanting to go. She had her mindset somewhere else and this and that, whatever. And when we left, me and my dad were kind of hanging out in the back, and I was like, Dad, she's going to Nebraska. Like, I kind of called it because, like, it was just like I said about Moorhead. It was just a feel,
Yeah.
the culture. She didn't stop smiling, like all that stuff. And so those experiences really, really like excelled my like and prepared me for what I had to do when that time came for
Yeah.
me. So that obviously was uber helpful. And so, yeah.
A couple last things for you, but I know you got a couple other teammates that are already getting. Gibby Kinnebrews already got offered by the Bison here. He can be a junior this upcoming year. Describe that, knowing the level of talent you have back, let alone expectation wise. What kind of talent you're bringing back for this upcoming basketball season?
Yeah, I think we have really, really good basketball players. I think we have really skilled, really, and I think the separator for Century basketball is just the team camaraderie, the love for the game, and then overall just like how hard we're willing to work because that's instilled from us at practice. Like I give the utmost credit to Mattern in how he runs his every day because of what it builds us and how tough we are by the end of the year. And I think that showed last year when maybe we didn't have our best game in the state championship game, but we just kind of willed our way to a victory. And I think when you combine that with the guys that we have and the all around talent that we have at from top to bottom, I think it's really fun to and exciting for me to see. And I can't wait for this upcoming season, obviously, and it's gonna be fun. So
What's it like to play for him on a day-to-day basis? Give us the lowdown on that.
it's well, when I was younger, I was quite a bit terrified of him and his just like the aura he has
Yes.
around him.
Yep.
Just like
Yep.
you get kind of freaked out by it, and he's so loud. But once you go through it for a season or two with him, like this will be my fourth year with
Yep.
him, and now it's just like we laugh and joke all the time. And I'm not going to say in practice because I would run if we laughed and joked and all that stuff in practice. But outside of practice, he's just a normal guy,
Yeah.
and it's great, honestly, because I love being held to such a high standard like he does, and I have nothing but respect and love for him. So
Does he ever smile? I know his brother.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Troy smiles all the time. I've known Darren. When does he smile? Did he smile after you guys won?
Yeah, he smiles a lot. It's a rare sight, but he gets to giggling sometimes, and when
Okay.
he gets to giggling, it's pretty
All right.
funny.
It's great to see you, Buck. Congratulations. Thanks so much for the time. Stay healthy and good luck this upcoming year, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the time. I appreciate it.
Garrett Nissley from Bismarck Century announced his commitment. He's going to play for Jason Kemp and the Dragons coming up next season. He's part of a loaded roster. Century's boys, after winning it in 2025, very well could be the odds-on favorite to do it again in 2026. The state tournament this year being back out in Bismarck. We're overdue for a break. We'll take one here, get caught up, wrap up our first hour. Big second hour coming up here on this Thursday morning. Back on Hot Mic right after this.